Good day everyone and welcome to another vlog for the Exodus 7 to 12 KJV project. Now what you guys just heard was of course thunder, and you just watched a time-lapse of me processing this specific file. This week I was able to record some of this because it was like the first storm of the season. Oh yeah, not really a storm, it's more like a drizzle, but anyway, there was lightning or thunder. Lightning is the bolt itself. Anyway, you get the point. So as you can see, this is quite a lengthy file. It's roughly about 12 minutes. So what I would probably do later is just break this up into various categories, like just soft rumbles, general thunders, ambience, that sort of thing. This was recorded indoors, and you can kind of hear that because it's a little muffled. But when you really have those serious lightning strikes, you actually do want it to be slightly muffled so it doesn't start clipping. But yeah, I'm very satisfied with this. So moving on to the shot for this week. Yeah, it's actually just a shot for this week. So here we have Moses striking the water. Whoopa! And there we go. And then we have an instant replay, just like that. There are a few things that bothered me about the shot this week because I had to do it like 4 times. This is the 4th time. And I didn't change Moses's animation because I'm happy with his animation in general. What I'm not happy with was the splash, and I'm not happy with the speed at which the river turns red. It's just too fast. It's like you miss the fact that it's actually coming out of the spot where Moses struck it. I mean, it's like it's 3 frames. It's ridiculous. So I'm going to show you this shot smooth, and then I'm going to show you what it was earlier this week. See, it's just too fast. It's something I really feel like I need to be changing. I really feel like God wants me to change it. So, getting on to show you what it looked like earlier. So this was the earlier version, final rendered, of course, in full HD. But I'm really not happy with this. It was just too lackluster. It really needed those, those spray particles from the splash itself. And of course, it needs to slow the heck down in terms of the filling in of the red in the river. It's not obvious enough that it's originating from the connection point. And I wrote a little bit about this in the post as to why I say that it has to originate from Moses, but yeah, I don't know how many more times I'm going to have to redo this thing. So this week did not have like this major progress, unfortunately, because I was stuck on this thing. Seriously, I was stuck on this shot, re-rendering it like 4 times. The first time, Moses had the wrong rod in his hand. The second time, he had the right rod in his hand, but it didn't have outlines. And the third time was this one that you're looking at right now, where I was just not satisfied with the way it looked. So, of course, it had to change into this. So I want to show you what the approach was here, because it looks fairly straightforward, but it's really not as straightforward as you might think it is. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. Okay, so here we are on the project. I think I should actually just do it right now because, I mean, why not? I want to first show you what this is. So just want to turn that off. Okay. So I have the particle selected right now, which you can see over here. You can see that I have a little brownish outline. I think they would probably say it's dark orange. It's not brown. So I have 2 splashes here. I'm going to show you to you guys from this side. Where's the splashes? Okay. So we have one that is going this way, which you can, it's not, I'm going to turn that off. Okay. So we have one going this way, because that's the direction in which he's striking it in. And of course, this has a texture to make it shrink over time, grow and shrink, grow fast, shrink slow. And then we also have one that is actually just a normal splash, because when you strike water with a stick or something, what happens is it still has an element of omnidirectionalism, if I can put it that way. You know, really fancy way of saying it's just going to go in every direction, including the direction of the person who struck it, no matter how you strike it. So that's what this one is for. And then when you combine the two, you get something that looks like that. Very cool. And of course, this is just a sphere that's been made shadeless, doesn't cast any shadows. It's just super pretty to create that spray effect. So back onto the splash itself. So we just have a round cube with a displacement on it, that when you animate it looks like this. This is, of course, a negative transformation, so that it points it out in a way that actually makes sense for water to be splashing. So that's the reason why I'm choosing this. And when it shrinks down, it doesn't just shrink down, you know, in X, Y, and Z. It crushes on the Y axis and it stretches on the X axis, because this is a flowing river. So what you see is a nice round one, and then it flattens out as it moves along the stream, just like it would in real life. And of course, it shrinks beneath the surface because it's supposed to dissolve. Okay. So what I quickly want to do is I want to move the river to a different layer, just so we can fix that speed issue. And I have an empty that controls it. Let's just go. I just want to remove that for a second and type in empty. Okay, so we got the palm trees. I'm not looking for the palm trees. I'm looking for river to blood scale. Okay. This one needs to be slowed down a lot. So we're going to use the dope sheet for this. As you can see, it's already got some controls on it. You can see over here, it comes and then it expands. Now this expansion needs to be slowed down. So we have the location, rotation, and scale. And we're going to be looking for our scale points. So let's hit home. There they are. So what happens is it moves up and then immediately starts scaling out. Now that scaling out is way too fast. Like I just showed you guys, it's like 3 frames and then the shot's over. It's like ridiculous. It's not functional. So what needs to happen is this needs to slow down a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be moving this one over. Let's see what this looks like in the shot. See, it's still too fast. Yes, can you believe it? It's still too fast. And then we have our more rapid expansion over there. So no, it still needs to be slowed down. It's way too fast. See, this is why you need to check stuff. You really, really need to check this stuff out. I mean, it's like, whoa. And once that's complete, we can just actually let it finish its thing. You know, kind of like rapid movement. Okay, okay. It's wonderful, and it is completed. Okay, that's great. So now we have to check it with full resolution, and this is where we often run into all manner of possibilities for crashing. So we have it on our full resolution. So now we're going to take it through that period again. Yeah, that'll do. I think we can actually make the red a little darker. It's just a So we have our rapid expansion, with a really strong thin spread, and then as it thickens and whatever, it gets darker and darker, and yeah. So this little sucker will re-render for this week. Thankfully, I don't have to redo everything like the edit. All I need to do is just re-render everything, rebuild the proxy, and boom. Simple as that. So that is it for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Have a great one, and God bless you.